The MG Show. What real independent journalism looks like.
What you know you can't explain. But you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong. You don't know what it is, but it's there. Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. Experience the awakening. Brilliant anonymous researchers. Patriots, join us in the Patriot Army. Trust the plan, pain coming. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. RedStateTalkRadio.com, Brighteon.tv, Rumble.com/MG Show. The end won't be for everyone. That choice to know will be yours. Where we go, one we go all. Fight, 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 and fight we will. We fight every day right here on the MG Show.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Welcome to Monday's show after a big long weekend of psychological operations, and the truth is finally leaking out. We're going to be talking about something that's been neurolinguistically programmed into your brain. And that word, that phrase that has been programmed into your brain is called Pizzagate. Okay. And we're going to talk about that. And we might say some things that you may not like, but we have to be honest with ourselves. We have to be honest with the movement. We have to be true to Q. Okay. Not this QAnon straw man that they made up, but we're going to be talking about stuff today that's absolutely, people might, not like what we have to say, but you have to hear what we have to say. Shady Groove, welcome.
Thank you so much, sir. It is Monday here, and we are on the brink of really breaking through some massive barriers, and I think that we have what it takes to do it at this juncture right now, because we have a lot of more political will on our side. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to take all of this momentum that you currently see, and they're trying to jam it into a corner. What we're trying to do is we're trying to take the information that you currently see and expand it beyond the breaker, reaching out past the waves that push it back to you whenever you try to share it with someone. That's our intent here. And what they're doing with these code words, the code word, like Jeff said, Pizzagate, everybody across the board, Pizzagate is real, is the statements that are being thrown at you from all angles. And whenever everybody agrees, Jeff, I tend to disagree.
It looks like it's a PSYOP.
Yes, sir.
When affiliate A, affiliate B, affiliate C are all talking the same points, and from the Mossad Media Network, and we're going to tie Steve Bannon to it as well, Jeffrey Epstein, Steve Bannon, Patrick Byrne, Sidney Powell, and General Michael Flynn, all connected.
The people that you were, the people that they were screaming at you were trying to manipulate Donald Trump into signing the Insurrection Act. Well, these people are not trustworthy. We've been telling you that they are not trustworthy, and watching the way that they light up their networks over the weekend with this kind of facade of information as they skip over the actual meat and potatoes.
Yeah. Facade, Mossad, whatever.
Facade, Mossad,
kayfabe,
kafab.
I want to take a quick moment to thank everybody in this chat for the prayers that they sent my way to heal my family. And so this weekend we had a Peterson Family Foundation function in Stewart, helping the House of Hope, which helps people, get back on their feet. A hand up, not a handout, right? And people to help them, try to mitigate, and figure out how they can get the best help. They've got a food pantry, clothes. They do a lot of great work within our society. They even do hydroponic food. Okay, and now we're doing 3 counties with House of Hope. And the Peterson Family Foundation, my foundation, has helped them a lot. And it's one that we hold dearly. So my family came down, okay? My cousin, her son, and my brother and his husband came, and my daughter came. And here's a picture of me and my daughter. There she is. And I think she helped humanize what I am to them. I am their cousin, Jeff. I am Abby's dad. I am not the mean pro-Trump podcaster that they hated, okay? And so I worked with Steven, who is my cousin's son. He's an amazing young man. And I said, look, I'd really like to have you come over and see Mom. And he said, we'll see if we can get it done. And, we communicated back and forth, and he did it. And he even surprised me. So Kari and Steven did, in fact, come and see my mom, and it was amazing. Thank you, guys. Love you. And Corey and Tim also came, along with my daughter, Abby, came to see my mom. And I got pictures of them. I won't do it publicly, but, they're hugging my mom. I haven't seen Tim in 10 years, guys. It's healing. God was moving this weekend, and I can't thank you guys enough as well. And today is my grandfather's birthday as well. And I just, really love our prayer warriors and all the support that you've given me, because, people that support President Donald Trump and have the views that I have don't hate or dislike people that think differently than us. Okay? I don't like attacking them. I don't want to call them names. I want them to wake up on their own. And hopefully that's what's happening. But aside from all that, they're family, guys. This is my family. And I love my family no matter what. Okay? I don't care about, and I've supported my brother with pride, okay, with our foundation, and I got attacked heavily for it. But I supported my brother, and I'm proud of that. I always will be. And I'm proud that this happened this weekend. And I just got to thank all my prayer warriors here, Shady, Yeti, Poussant, all my close friends here that have been praying for this to happen. And it happened. And I said to Tim, Corey's husband, and I said, I hope that we can make this and grow from this, because I love you. Okay? And I hope we can grow our family back together. And God bless you all. Thank you. Shady, I just wanted to make a quick statement about that.
Well, I'm going to make a statement behind your statement, and I'm going to explain to the audience what an amazing human being you are. And I don't just throw things around willy nilly. It's very direct. Whenever you pray, you've got to pray for specifics. You've got to be direct, and you've got to be powerful whenever you do it. If you want results. And so the intention that we put behind what it is that we're doing for you and your family, my friend, it's like it's nothing short of the prayers that you jumped in there and helped me with whenever my mom passed away, and the things that I was going through, and the grace that you gave me whenever I was like, I don't know exactly when I'm going to be back, but to me it felt like coming back to broadcast was going to be something that helped heal me, and it was just so kind and generous that everything that happened around that, and the power of people around you that are actually directing things to occur for you. That is how it works. It's like you're walking through the bush, like you're walking through the forest, and you've got the prayer warriors are chopping down the big pieces, so that whenever you come along, you can see where to squeeze through. And that's effectively what a prayer will do for you and for all of us. And so God bless you, sir, and God bless your family. Because the other end of this is that if Jeff hadn't taken the road that he's taken with taking care of his mom, I'm not sure that she would be here to enjoy this moment, because you're taking care of her too, and you've been doing it by yourself for years and years now, as we've been doing this project here every day. So hats off to you. I've said it a million times. I'm not sure if I was ever put in the situation where I would have had to take care of my mom in my situation where she was in your mom's situation. Yeah. I know what a struggle that would be for me, and your mom isn't antagonistic towards your political leanings.
Yeah. Yeah. And we have to work through that because we don't love our family because of who they voted for.
And we never did.
And we never did.
And that's a good point to make right there, because that's what they've turned this into. That's what the
everything's
people
political. Everything.
Yeah, that's what the color revolution is. Everything is political. That's why we've been trying to say the whole time is like, we welcome anyone back. And I'm not calling them libtards. I'm not going to diminish who they are, because I recognize that they've got less information. And all these people like that are in the Flynn network and such, they don't view them like that. Look at what Jake Lang is doing. Look at what these people are doing to try to increase the psychosis in America. No one is out there working on trying to heal the psychosis in America.
Yeah. I want to thank Midnight's Watch, 17 Tether Gold on the Rumble wallet. Thank you. Cram, thank you. I saw some people. We had some naked people in here. Thank you for so much. But Shady, look at this. Even my skinny suit is a little too big.
Look at you.
Huh? I couldn't afford to go out and get a new suit. And I did have two skinny suits, I call them. And they were just a little bit too big. But thank you guys very much. It's been a hard journey. It's been over a year of this weight loss. Seriously, Shady, since, the teeth and all this. And, we've got to get ourselves healthy again, because we are taking care of our family. We are trying to change this world for the better. And, thank you guys for, praying for my journey of trying to get healthy again, Shady. I mean, this is amazing.
Well, your situation is very, very specific too, because you have had the surgery that you had, and you had the gallbladder removed and the stuff like that occurred to you, which kind of exacerbated the situation that you had. So what you had to do is your physiological self had to reset. Your metabolism had to reset within your organs to understand that you could process the things that you were eating, as opposed to just move them through yourself. Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. So
I helped him with that.
You all did. I mean, just motivation and, hey, Jeff, you're looking better. And, all the progressing, I was talking to Keck Productions, and he said, look at the picture like from 6 months ago to now. And yeah, it's drastic. You can see it in my face. You can actually see my chair now. Like, I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not like taking this much screen. I'm taking this much screen now. So, Rev Rob, Rumble Wallet, 17 Gold Tether. Thank you so much for that. But guys, thank you so much. So God was moving this weekend, and I have a lot of people to thank. My personal friends here, my best friend Shady, brother from another mother. From the mountains. We got Shady from the mountains, Jeff from the city, coming together to bring you what we bring you every day right here on the MG Show. And we couldn't do it without you. Like I said, I couldn't even get a new suit because I need to put food on the table. You know how that is. But thank you guys so much for all the support. And Shady, God bless you.
Well, I'd just like to say to the audience that what we've been doing here for the last 8 years, this is the 8th season, is getting ready to come to fruition. I would like to invite you to invite anyone that you know that is part of the Alex Jones Flynn InfoWars psychological operation to come enjoy a few episodes of this show, and to see if we are the cure to their hyperbole. It's hyperbolic gaslighting. Okay, that's what it is. It's Chicken Little. They read the story to you whenever the sky is falling. Chicken Little. The MG Show is here to tell you that the sky is not falling. As a matter of fact, the sky is further away from falling than it has ever been. The sky, you lived your whole life with the sky falling like 10 feet above your head. And now you've got the sky at 1,000 feet above your head, and you still think the sky is falling. No, the sky is going back the other way. And so we're trying to drive a message to the American people that doom and gloom will not serve you. Yeah. Doom and gloom will get you nowhere. Doom and gloom, there is no door, Jeff. There is no door that you can go through of doom and gloom and find the golden age. You're going to have to go through the golden age door. If you want to get to the golden age, don't go into the doom and gloom door, no matter how disgusting or perverted or whatever it is that you're looking at that they're showing you, so that you go to the doom and gloom door. Before you do that, think twice.
Yeah.
Be calm. Don't let your emotions drive you. What you see us do here on the show by getting all ramped up is righteous indignation. It's not anger. And what they're doing is they're doing anger and pretending it's righteous indignation. How do you know the difference? Does the person who's saying what they're saying believe what they're saying? That's your discernment. And that's what we're trying to do here. So invite your friends who have the Alex Jones disorder.
Yeah.
To see if they can handle the flowers and the beautiful landscapes and the awesome sunset on the horizon of the MG show.
Also want to see Moody Magpie is in the chat. See Moody Magpie, how are you? We've been praying for you. Hope you're doing well, friend. We got a lot of great people in here, man. Thank you so much. Such an honor to be here and to have so many people. By the way, I mentioned last week about, do the 17 in the chat, and I didn't get back around to thanking you for all the people that have been here for every season. It was like, I went back, I was like, wow, like how many of you have stuck with us and supported us, and you're why we're here. That's exactly right. So Shady, where do we start? Because this is going to be kind of, a difficult, topic for a lot of people that have, that are out there thinking and saying that Pizzagate is real. That's your NLP hook in your mind to anchor it. And then they say, well, how is it real? Because they say pizza, because they say, all this stuff, this fake, do you want me to start off with the fake FBI intelligence bulletin, Shady? I think start there and we'll jump off so that we can, number one, clarify any misconstruing and to be very specific. Today, guys, I'm going to read in the chat a little bit. I'm going to be paying attention to your comments. And we'll try to be very, very specific and help navigate this. And don't hesitate to type a question. You're not going to be targeted, but don't hesitate to type a question if you're misunderstanding what we're saying, because we realize that this is a very nuanced discussion that we're having here, and we want to be clear with you what we're saying so that when you're arguing with other people out there, you're arguing from the right vantage point. That's right. Perfectly said. Do you want to read through your post while I show the Bureau, it's in, guys, this is not a real FBI bulletin, correct, Shady? This is a meme. This is supposedly a picture taken from some sort of law enforcement product. Yeah. No clue what it is, but it's not from the FBI. And as far as we can tell, there's not been any official claim to this meme. This is currently a meme whatsoever. Yeah. Red Pill Pusher said, can someone please define Pizzagate and what is exactly about to be debunked? Nothing's about to be debunked. Maybe they can bunk something before we can debunk. Does that make sense? It does, kind of does. Does that make sense, Red Pill Pusher? I think that does. I think that does make sense. All right. And Shady, I'm going to go ahead and show the graphic here. And so I'm trying to actually get to my post on that, Jeff. I didn't have it right in front of me, but I'm getting there. This is the graphic that are being claimed. This is the meme. This is a meme that's being passed around that they're claiming is an FBI page, is a actual real document that was put out by the FBI giving these specific code words that you're seeing right here. The network is desperate to drag you into the Pizzagate PSYOP. Again, due to no one is interested in liars concerning Charlie Kirk any longer. In other words, all the people that were ginning up all of that nonsense around Charlie Kirk have all pivoted to Pizzagate. This image is not a real FBI document. It's fabricated meme that's been circulating online since around 2016, part of the original Pizzagate conspiracy, listing supposed code words, hot dog boy, pizza, cheese girl, little girl, making it look like there is an equal. It has been repeatedly debunked, not from any official FBI bulletin or Epstein-related file. The format, wording, and FBI seal are inconsistent with genuine law enforcement documents. The recent DOJ release of millions of Epstein-related pages in late January, early 2026 February did include ordinary mentions of words like pizza in emails and text, often in mundane contexts, which has revived online speculation about Pizzagate. Tucker Carlson's video highlighting one such exchange where a doctor texts Epstein about getting pizza and grape soda after taking medication, implying it could be coded language. However, no credible reporting in the 2026 release confirms any official pedophile code word glossary like the one in the image.
Now, that was my analysis to explain to people exactly what in the world we're talking about, because this image is being passed around and people are acting like that this is a real FBI document. Number one, this is not. Number one, debunk. This is not an FBI document.
Yeah.
This is not official. This is not from them. So there is no authority out there saying that there are words among the elite that they track in people's conversations that relate to anything to do with anything. In other words, there's no documents anywhere that are saying this is the list of code words that the globalists use against you. That is an insane, very, very silly thing to have as a perspective, number one.
Yeah. And real quick, Shady, I want to go ahead and we have Stone Circle. Great question. Just because they posted an obvious fake document, we can stop right there, okay? It's an obvious fake document. Anons need real proof, okay? Real proof. And he goes on to say, and we agree with him on this statement, doesn't mean that those words aren't used in real life. Correct. But we need proof, right? I understand. So why would they need to do an obviously fake document, Shady?
Because they don't have any evidence for real.
Okay.
So now, second step is we are not saying, and I'm not saying that they aren't using code words. No one is saying that. I got to make this clear because everybody gets all stumbled up. I'm not saying that they don't use code words. What I'm saying is you don't know what any code word is, and you don't know what any code word equals. If there were a code word, you don't know what it means. And it could mean different things. If there are code words, it could mean different things between this person and that person, or this person and that person. Or from here, this person could be talking to three different people, use the same word and mean three different things. You, by reading an email, would not be able to distinguish, differentiate, or associate any with one another.
So you're saying that they're using plausible deniability if, in fact, those are real codes?
That's exactly correct.
Mm-hmm. And we agree with that. We all understand this, guys, okay? We're not saying that any of this is happening or not. We just can't prove it. I'm sorry. My mind needs proof, not the same people that have been attacking President Trump, the same network of people. And now we found that the same network of people have connections with Epstein. So the people that are connected to Epstein and the network thereof are saying this. Do you understand where we're coming from now, guys?
During the show today, we're going to connect all of them, whether it be Bannon, Flynn, or Byrne, or Massey. We're going to be able to connect all of them that are screeching Pizzagate, including Tucker Carlson and Ian Carroll, even Joe Rogan. We could connect all of these people to the exact same network that are screaming at you, Pizzagate, Pizzagate, that is distracting you from the things that are really in those files, like the connections to Steve Bannon, the creation of the war room, the creation of all of these narratives, attacking Donald Trump, setting up Donald Trump from within, leaking tons and tons of information. Steve Bannon was in the White House working for Donald Trump, leaking information to Jeffrey Epstein in the emails, and everybody can only talk about a code word that you can't prove. Well, I guess what I can prove? I can prove associations and communications and coordination against my president by Steve Bannon and all of these. I'll stop there.
All of these asshats.
I'm getting wound up too early.
So that you can prove, guys, okay? You can prove that Steve Bannon, and this is from Torch at Puss Q, okay? Look at this. 5/5/2019, Steve Bannon texts Jeffrey Epstein. Bannon takes credit for blowing up President Trump's trade deal negotiations with China. Quote, you see Trump's tweet? I blew up that deal. Boom, Steve Bannon. Yep. Dead effing on target. And then on May 5th, 2019, for 10 months, China's been paying tariffs to the USA, 25 on 50 billion, high tech. But let's go to here. The trade deal with China continues, but too slowly. They attempt to renegotiate. No deals. Okay. But look at this, Shady. Dead effing on target. This is Steve Bannon going against your president, but you're worried about hot dogs.
On foreign issues.
On foreign issues.
On things that matter to every single American. out there trying to upend it in the back, and then coming out and telling us that he's the one that they're the ones that are the heroes on J6.
Yeah.
What, making me think that a lot more of this stuff was cooked up by Epstein than you guys realize.
Let me address Clemma. Was the email of Obama flying $65,000 worth of hot dogs and pizza to the White House? Is that fake? Shady. Let me ask you, what is Chicago known for? Two things: hot dogs and pizza. Okay. Have you ever had a Chicago hot dog? They are infamous, guys. And I have a place that serves them down here in Stuart, Florida, and I love them. I get them, every now and again, even though I know they're bad, but it reminds me of home. Also the Italian beefs. Okay. So do you think Obama, being from Chicago, might wanted to share that with somebody and maybe actually flew real hot dogs in? Guys, I mean, or can you prove that a fake document calling hot dogs little boys, a fake document, and now you think that that's real? I'm just asking you a question. I can't prove it. It's shady.
It's plausible deniability. And this is the leap that they want you to make. Does it look odd? Yes. Can we prove that it's not hot dogs? No.
Right.
You see, like this is the sticking point. It doesn't, like, I understand, like, our minds we're all human. And Jeff and I think the reason that you guys like us is because of what we do in the background. There's a lot of instances where, it's iron sharpens iron out here, where you're seeing things and you're like, oh, wow. Okay. So you're talked into things very, very easily. I'm convinced of things easily. Jeff is convinced of things easily, but then we run it by one another like, oh, what about this? Oh, yeah. See, so this is the thing. If you found yourself emotional, everybody gets emotional about the children topic. You should be. We all are. It's fine to be emotional. But when you're emotional, you must realize that your judgment is skewed. Not that that's a bad thing, just that it's like, when you put light through a glass of water, the light is in one form, and then on the other side of the glass, it refracts. It's a different form as it comes out the other side. So there's a filter there. Yeah. The water is your emotional state. Emotions exist without you. You're tapping into that emotion. You're pulling
the water.
You're pulling that into you. That emotion, whenever we try to eject the emotion and we try to dig into what it is. Okay, so this is here. I could say this. No, I necessarily can't prove. I have no idea what Obama meant in that email about the hot dogs. What I can prove is how Obama was coordinating with John Brennan and the whole Intel Committee and General Flynn and James Comey to initiate the Russiagate conspiracy against Donald Trump's first administration that completely upended all of us and ended up being successful anyway, to the point that they had to interject a pandemic to stop him.
Yeah.
That's what was really going on. And they want you in this corner talking about Obama and hot dogs, not talking about Obama and his literal treason.
Yeah. Happy birthday, CJ. Happy birthday, spending time with friends and watching the MG show. Yes.
It's a party. Where's my hat?
So somebody says $65,000 worth. Well, if you put $65,000 divided by about $5 a piece, let's say, give or take, with all the furnishings, that's 13,000 dogs. But yeah, $65,000 worth. Maybe he overpaid them. Maybe there's shipping. Maybe because there's special handling that has to be done for the White House. Maybe they had to go to the actual plant to make sure that they were safe for the president to eat. You guys understand that you don't know. I don't either. It's a lot of money. Yes. But can I say that it's actually what you think of based on a fake document?
Like I said, there is no evidence. You've got to be able to find the place where the elite say you need to find the addendum, right? The glossary. You got to find the place where it says da 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 equals da 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 da, because this meme is not a resource for that. This meme is fake. You got to understand. So the word hot dogs, we don't know what it meant. Listen, it could have been nefarious.
Right.
I don't know that it wasn't meaning something nefarious. I do not know what it meant. I do know it looks odd. I'll give you that it looks odd. But focusing on it and saying Pizzagate is real due to this is disingenuous at best.
Yeah. Yeah. But I can prove that Steve Bannon worked with Jeffrey Epstein to hurt China deal with Trump's China deal. You understand? Look here, not there. And when Q says watch the water, he's talking about your emotions, guys, not actually watching the water. He's
what
talking
else?
about you watching your emotions when you are being psyoped to death because they were on the board. Okay. CIA is here, pray. Okay. There are nefarious people that infiltrated Q and they want you to believe absolute BS, guys.
I want to tell you a cold, hard truth that is part of what you're being distracted from. The network that you are so concerned about is not the Hollywood elite. The network that you're concerned about is the military industrial complex. The network that you are concerned about brought you Pizzagate, Hoso, Flynn, Cernovich, Bannon, all associated with what? Are they what are they all associated with? Are they associated with the military? Okay, you understand the dynamic here of what's being fed to you and who is feeding it to you. We have to think credibility, and Q came, in my opinion, to establish a line of credibility that could not be undermined. And I feel like to this day, it's still not being undermined. A number of these different things that they're saying are connecting back in the emails to exactly what Q posted, but everybody's skipping over it to talk about the pizza thing.
Yeah, it's weird. And America, what is it? What's Flynn's thing? America's
future?
America's future. And you've got Liz Crokin, who was on Alex Jones talking about Pizzagate, and then you had Ian Carroll who's been on Alex Jones, talking to Tucker Carlson, who's also connected to Alex Jones and Flynn, talking about Pizzagate. The same people that are they going to tell you that, oh my God, I see Steve Bannon and Flynn, and and we're going to go through this and show you the connections to Epstein. Shady and I had always said, because of the people in our Discord group, they all had some sort of felony. Okay. When we actually found out who they were and we dug on them and we're like, oh my God, all these people have felonies, and we're surrounded by these people. And I always wondered if these people are actually connected to the pedophile networks. Now, let me just take you through something slowly about Q, because now we've got people coming out saying, oh, we're QAnon or Q light because Pizzagate is real. No, that Q never endorsed Pizzagate, not even once. He never talked about Comet codes. He never talked about any of that stuff. The Q team never. However, if you actually search the drops, 1361, 1750, 1785, 1797, and 3182, you'll see that it's panic porn from the swamp. You'll see that Trump is draining the swamp. You'll see that Pizzagate started in 2016. That predates Q from October 2017. You'll see that Q highlights the mainstream media, lumping them to discredit truth seekers, to discredit you. Okay? The real fight is the elite trafficking networks that are being protected by the globalists, which are the arrests that ICE is doing now. That is the real elite trafficking network, one of them. Okay? That was led in by Biden. There are arrests. This pedophile network is being arrested now. Okay. Epstein files and recent admissions prove that the awakening was right. There's no hedging. No, the primary drops prove it. The Great Awakening will continue. Now let me just go ahead and show you. These are the drops right here. Okay. You're seeing this. And look, it's talking about all these different, all for a LARP. Attacks will only intensify. And Pizzagate is one of them. Okay. Pizzagate is in here. Okay. Attacks. Pizzagate article posted, and they're talking, and Q's talking about attacks will intensify. Again, QAnon Pizzagate conspiracy theories. They do not want you asking questions. They do not want you thinking for yourself. They want you to believe Pizzagate. They don't want you united. They want you to live in fear, divided. They want you asleep. They want you blind. The message must bypass the MSM. It's the only way. People united hold power. Think election 2016. Power shall be returned to the people. Again, another QAnon and article about samples, right, of attacks daily on Q. Twitter today releases ban. Was Twitter told by the MSM? Pizzagate. Okay. When we had our show, that was that on 10. There was the one on 10/17 when we did our show, Shady Groove, roughly, give or take. And the Pizzagate was dropped during our show. Okay, here's 1797 on 8/2/2018, talking about Pizzagate. Pizzagate, all for a LARP? So they're saying, Q is saying that they're using Pizzagate to discredit Q. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yes.
You are now mainstream. Handle with care. We need to handle with care, guys. We can only prove what we can prove, and if we can't prove something, it's hearsay. Wow, Shady. Wow.
I think this is a great to just scroll through there and to remind everybody. Number one, like I said, different people are going to start talking to you about this stuff. People that have never understood it or heard about it are going to start hearing about it. You can help your friends out by getting them to us as quick as possible and away from these other people, because what they're doing is they are looking for the consumer. The consumer is being targeted right now. The person that is coming in that's never heard about this stuff before, because the people that have already heard about it have their own opinions. So they're trying to, like I said, remember I said at the beginning, they're trying to drive everybody into the corner. Mm-hmm. And so the point that I was trying to make to you guys a minute ago, at the end of the day, you see that, oh, okay, well, Jeffrey Epstein or these people and this thing were going on, and they were, Ghislaine were bringing these people to him, and she was going out and procuring them, and that's the reason that she's in prison, and all these different things are going on. What you guys are missing is that the real network, the celebrity layer, celebrity politician layer to the network is at the very end of the chain. So understand this like a supply chain, okay? The very end, the result of the supply chain would be the procurement of an underage person by a wealthy, famous person.
Yeah.
How did that get there? Okay, What the MG show is focusing on is the road, the Silk Road, if I may, to get there. The trafficking that comes from the far and Middle East all the way across into America. Who's doing that? The intelligence agencies and the military industrial complex. The same people that are bringing you the drug boats out of Colombia and Venezuela are bringing you the trafficking to your celebrities. The celebrities are the consumers. You understand this? They're not the ones bringing them to themselves. Right. So you've got to recognize that that's the differentiation of the conversation we're trying to have. These people are trying to get you to have a conversation about what these people are saying. We're trying to have a conversation about how the trafficking is operating.
So I'd like you to understand this too. And I'm going to, Q does say this, Rosper, question everything. Nothing is beyond questioning. Absolutely. So why can't I question Pizzagate? Right. So let's show this. So I'm questioning Pizzagate, and I'm going to go with a Q post because I follow Q. Okay. And Pizzagate has nothing to do with Q. However, I was attacked by the MAGA coalition. Was I not directly by the CFO, Shady?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Anons, for bringing this to our attention. Be careful who you follow. Follow the money, follow the expenses. MAGA coalition, open secrets. The Daily Beast, Sebastian Gorka leaves Pizzagate Super PAC. Okay. Draw and strike. This is Brian Cates, IRS, individual suspected with fraud activity. So these people attacked us because they believed in Pizzagate, and they hurt Sebastian Gorka with it, allegedly, right? But look at, guys, so I am questioning the legitimacy of Pizzagate. And how? And so if I have a question, is Pizzagate real? Let me just take it from there. Can I prove anything? Are they using code words, and could they be using code words for, probable, like, deniability, plausible deniability? Yes. But can I prove it? Can I prove it? And there are actually, emails that are actually, pointing more towards, that's what they were doing than actual code words, guys. And Shady, you nailed it. We are actually disseminating, the arrests are happening. We are disseminating. ICE is going after pedophiles, guys, human traffickers, women and children, traffickers. Trump wanted these people gone, and they're being deported, Shady. This is such a big deal, and we can't prove the stuff that Pizzagate is talking about. And the same people that are talking about Pizzagate are the same people that attack this show.
So
pretty interesting.
So why are they mad? So this is the question. Look, let's step through it very easy. Why are they mad? They say they're mad because Donald Trump is doing nothing. We say, why are you mad because Donald Trump is doing nothing? Because all of this stuff that Donald Trump is actually doing. Jeff just outlined perfectly exactly what I'm referencing. All of these street criminal Blanco files are being taken down all these people are being removed, these illegal criminals that were brought here by the Biden administration and before that by the nefarious quote unquote network we were just referencing of the military industrial complex. Within all these people coming through the border, how hard is it going to be for the military industrial complex to get their assets out of Afghanistan into America from prior theaters of war? Not very hard. So you have assets on the ground. You have ICE going after these assets, removing these assets, and you have the whole network lighting their hair on fire about saying that Pam Bondi is not doing anything, while in all reality, it looks to me like, Jeff, that Pam Bondi is taking away their street soldiers.
That's right.
And if they were actually the ones that had the street soldiers, don't you think that they'd be more mad about their street soldiers being removed than they would be about the Trump doing nothing? Could it possibly be that they're really mad because Trump is targeting their network at the ground level and there isn't squat they can do about it because they'd have to claim that they own the network to go in and defend it?
And I also want to point this out. You know, flowers and gardens, learn the hidden symbolism. What does a flower represent? What does deflower represent? Think children, think slaves, think sheep, okay? Look at this, the Little Flower Advisory Board, okay? AmericasFuture.net, General Flynn's thing. Look at these people. Has Liz Crokin attacked this show?
Yes.
Brian Gamble.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Laura Logan.
Yep.
Fake Anon Ben Moore, who's decoding General Flynn timestamps with Q.
Yes.
Huh. Okay. Wow. Do you see? So do you see what they did? So he took flowers, and it's about protecting our children, yet Q drops this. Little flowers. What does a flower represent, guys?
Innocence. What is the Flynn network taking away from them? Their chance at innocence. This organization is not doing anything to help child trafficking. You know who is doing something to help child trafficking? Donald Trump, and finding 160,000 of the kids that the Biden administration lost. Donald Trump into getting these people away from these sponsors. It's just so interesting, Jeff, that all of the illegal immigrant sponsors just happen to be blankophiles. Yeah. How odd is that? Who could have predicted that the cartel would have a bunch of these people who didn't value human life here to help move around the human life for the military industrial complex within America because they don't want to get their hands dirty?
Yeah. So, you know, we've got the Pizzagate coming back again. We're showing you it's all the same playbook, right? It's all from the same pool. Amazing, right? Pastor Shadley, we're showing you this. And we're showing you that we want to basically have real justice. And to have real justice, you need a few things. You need a victim. You need a perpetrator. You need evidence. You need a grand jury. You need a conviction. Okay? I mean, that's how it works. Because you said pizza, I can't arrest you.
Can I talk about emails?
Yeah.
Okay. So, guys, are we really in a world where every single thing that you've ever written in an email becomes evidence to be used against you? I want you to consider this. I want you to consider this just real quick. It won't take but a second, but I want you to consider the idea that what we're seeing right now and what is currently happening in America. Pull back for just a second. I know it's spicy. I know you love to get in there and kind of dig around in other people's business, but the reality of the situation is currently what's happening is a precedent is being set for an American society where, whenever someone dies or whenever someone, Jeffrey Epstein, for all intents and purposes, did serve his time and he did pay the people that wanted to be paid and he had been arrested again and was in prison. So the reality of the situation is all of these emails are private communications between him. And so any businessman, I'm not talking about you, but any businessman from now on, whenever they pass away, they've got to suspect that somebody's going to get the hard drive that's got their emails on them. And if they find somewhere in their email where they mentioned pizza, God forbid, they better just dump the whole load of emails on America so that we can see top to bottom the chain and we can go speculate as to what it is that you were talking about in your emails. I just want to kind of put that in there that, this whole privacy thing isn't going so good on this front.
Yeah. And the jerky is the latest one too I've seen as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I got like, oh, this is somebody in my DMs are like, this is provable. This is 100% provable because he said jerky and they showed the jerky. It does look weird. I get it. And then they showed a grape soda and then they have a website with a guy with the grape soda and jerky and pizza. It's like,
how does that connect?
I don't know.
Okay. Can you show me an instance where a lawyer used an exact evidence as such to convict someone? Has there ever been a case where a lawyer has been able to say, oh, well, since you were communicating using this code word, it's a code words. Why would you not talk about, like, why would you not say, you're calling up to get a joint on the phone 20 years ago? Why would you not say that word on the phone?
We're going to do laundry. Hey, come over to my house and we're going to do laundry. We're gonna
do the green mowing.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like, whatever it is, like, everybody does this. This has been going back since the Revolution. What happens if the British had found the eggs that Benjamin Franklin was moving around that had the super secret code written on the inside, and then guys, code words are code words. You can't convict people of crimes because they're using code words, because they're using the code words to prevent themselves from being convicted of crimes.
That's right. And I want to hat tip leg bad. Yeah, I get that. I don't think it's fake. Think and facts are two different things. I get it. Okay. I'm with you. Could it be? Yes. But can I prove it? So thinking and facts are two different things. And he says, but also not what we should be focusing on, although it's just a good shock for normies. Is it a good shock for normies?
No, it's a terrible shock.
You think it's a good shock for normies for having a fake FBI document saying fake words with no facts, plausible deniability, maybe, but no facts. And then they're going to their friends and family saying, oh, look, Pizzagate is real. Do you think that's really a good shock for normies?
They're on the Doomer train in 3, 2, 1, headed at 100 miles an hour for a track that does not exist. Yep. You see the track right now, and you're jumping right on it. Oh, my God, it's shock therapy. Doesn't work like that, guys. I didn't learn by shock therapy. I learned by digging in.
And I'd like to just, put this as far as, our track record, Shady. And I know a lot of you people that might be here for the first time, and thank you very much for coming and watching this show and listening to what we have to say, because the conversation needs to be had, okay? But I want to just let you guys know that, we don't know, right? We don't know that it's fact or not. I need facts, thinking and psychological operations. And then we're going to show you that the people that are providing these things that you think is real are actually tied to Jeffrey Epstein himself. 1 degree of separation.
1 degree. We're not talking about 3, 4 doors down. We're talking about 1 degree away. So the people that you have been gaining your information from, whether it be Bannon, Alex Jones, General Flynn, Patrick Byrne, this whole network, are 1 degree. Tucker Carlson, 1 degree away. Ian Carroll, people like that are 2 degrees away.
So then let me ask the audience a question.
Okay.
And we have a good track record. We're always wrong until we're right. Okay.
Absolutely.
And you might be thinking, Jeff, Shady, you are absolutely wrong on this. It's real. I respect that. Thank you. But go show me some proof. Prove me wrong. Okay. And don't give me some little reel from some person from this network that we're talking about, and we're going to expose in hour number 2. But I want you guys to understand that I am a person that has to deal with facts. And we're always wrong until we're right. Why? Because facts are facts. The truth is the truth. It's always there. Okay? People want to bend that truth and make it, their little narrative to make you look stupid with your friends and family. I want you to look smart with your friends and family. I want you to make educated decisions. I want you to look it up yourself. Because the truth is learned. It's never told, guys.
I've never heard any of these people tell the truth. And so I'm immediately going to assume that what they're telling is not the truth. So whenever they're telling me that there's these code words, listen, I'm going to capitulate this right here. I'm going to capitulate to you that what it is could be true. It absolutely 100% could be true. I'm not saying it is not true. What I'm saying is I cannot prove what they mean by it. And I would present to you that whatever it is they say the words means something different than what they're saying they say the words mean.
Yeah.
So in other words, the word pizza, they say it means X. Well, it doesn't really mean that. It means something else. And they're obfuscating from you from what it really means because they know what the damn word means and they're trying to distract you. Mm-hmm. That's what I would put forward. I would put forward that all these network people are in agreement. And whenever they're all in agreement about something, they are 100% of the time wrong. They've never been right when they're all in agreement with the mainstream media. Even, by the way, Thomas Massey, the mainstream media, Flynn Powell all agree with one another right now.
Yeah, all these people, I think we owe Q an apology, blah, 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 all that. And I want to address Legbad 86. Good question. Okay. So here we are. I showed you that, Shady and I showed you that the actual meme that had the FBI logo on it was 100% fake. The one that was real was the one that had the symbols. Okay. So you're talking about 100% fake meme, and then you're talking about just people using words, and then you're saying that the old Urban Dictionary entries confirm those code words. So now who can I arrest now? Because the old Urban Dictionary confirmed those code words, and who wrote in the old Urban Dictionary? You know, I get what you're saying, and we're disagreeing. We're not disagreeing with could it be happening? We agree. But can I prove it in a court of law? Shady.
The code words were placed in the Urban Dictionary because of this PSYOP. Those code words were not there before this whole thing happened in 2016. We know that this was an engineered PSYOP because of the way that Michael Flynn Jr. got fired from the administration for putting it forward. And it wasn't but just a few months later, and Bannon was out of the White House. And then we've got email messages where Bannon was leaking information from the White House to undermine the White House to Epstein. And let's not forget that this guy has been on the air for the last 6 years and he hasn't told you a damn thing. You know, we've been asking for 5 years, like, where's your little Epstein interview, buddy? Now some of it started to come out and they're putting it up like, oh, look at the information Bannon got out of Epstein. Are you people insane? He was doing a video so that he could normalize Epstein. He was telling him, oh, we got to get away from the Blinkophile stuff.
So I've got proof that Bannon was happy and emailed Jeffrey Epstein about sideways making his the China deal. Let's just put it up one more time. This is bigger than any hot dog or pizza, guys. You've got Steve Bannon and Jeffrey Epstein, who's redacted here. Okay. He's saying, you see Trump's tweet? I blew up the deal. Yep. Dead effing on target. Steve Bannon taking a lap for hurting your president, Donald J. Trump. Isn't that worse than a hot dog or a pizza or anything like that?
And America, the whole country.
Yeah.
Because he's backhandedly pulling a Roger Stone. This is what Roger Stone does. This is what they do. You know, Roger Stone's currently out there, you know, making comments about Bannon and getting reposted by Elon Musk. Yeah.
You know, Legbad, it doesn't matter if it was so Q and Flynn minions were on 4chan. You don't think that they could have been implanting these into your, you know, mental capacity and thinking and thought process, and then, you know, had you think that they're real when they could be, but can you prove it? Really? Like, you know, we really need to like expand our thinking and prove what we can prove.
Jump in real quick. 4chan, Epstein. Epstein, we have proof now that Epstein was on 4chan. We've been telling you about these 3.5 million digital soldiers. These 3.5 million digital soldiers do nothing but spread Jewish hatred on the Chan boards all day, every day. Flynn crew, Alex Jones crew, Jeffrey Epstein crew, Bannon crew. Those are the people. Flynn, Epstein, Bannon, and Jones. Those are the people that control the networks that put this stuff on 4chan. We have communications with Epstein about all the stuff he's doing on 4chan. Q came to 4chan to sit right down in the middle of their little cluster blank and blow it all up and bring the world to see what it was that they were really doing there. And boy, oh boy, did it kick off a movement that is still going here 8 years later.
Yeah. I think, let me just see here something. I don't see where you're saying that, Pastor Chatelet. You said Kash Patel just posted about Bannon. Is that what you're saying?
Ooh.
I can't find them, guys. I mean, I can't find what you're talking about. I need links.
That's a teaser for the next hour.
Yeah.
Wow.
Where's Cash Patel? There he is here. Let's see. Okay, This Week in Hockey, Austin, New York, LFG. No, I don't see anything. I see Elon talking about Bannon a lot.
Give us a link.
Yeah, give us a link. But, we have been talking about Bannon for a long time. Our friend Motorbreath needs to come and say hello, and we can reunite again. Remember Motorbreath, Shady Grove?
I do. I didn't actually realize he had left.
And we'll be right back after these beautiful boom messages.
Well, he did.
For the first time ever, we're bringing you My Pillow mattresses and mattress toppers for as low as $99.98. Remember, sleep's all about temperature and pressure points. Whatever sleep needs you have, we have the right technology for you. Like our My Pillow mattress topper, our queen size has over 10,000 individual comfort supports to help relieve your pressure points. And how about our 3-inch Hybrid Plus mattress topper? It's infused with copper and silver to help your body get the restorative sleep it needs. And our My Pillow and Case Coil mattresses, I personally helped develop these mattresses to make sure they have everything needed to give us great sleep. Plus, they're made right here in the USA, and they ship right to your front door absolutely free. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to get MyPillow mattresses and toppers for as low as $99.98 and free shipping.
Use promo code MGSHOW or call 1-800-873-0478. That's 1-800-873-0478.
Hello to all of you beautiful patriots out there.
First of all, let me just thank you all for supporting this show. We wouldn't be here without you. But I have a huge announcement regarding donations.
It has come to our attention that using the Rumble app is taking an additional 30% of your donation to the show.
Let me explain. According to our TOS, Rumble takes 20% of all donations made through the web browser.
And that's at 20%. It's a good deal if you consider other platforms like YouTube and such.
There is a hidden cost that we just found out. For example, we received the generous $500 donation from Spill Tea, and thank you so much for that, from the Rumble app on Apple. So Rumble took 20%, and Apple took an additional 30%. We brought that to Rumble, and they said, well, Rumble's take of tips and donations is 20%. That's if the transaction is done through the web browser. If using the Android or iOS app, it's an additional 30% collected by those platforms.
So please use the web browser to make your donations to the show and avoid the hidden fees by Apple and Android.
That's right. You can also support us at GiveSendGo/HelpMGShow, mg.show/donate. We have PayPal and Cash App. Both are at RealMGShow or $RealMGShow. Please help us out. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
The MG Show. Not funded by dark money, but funded by listeners like you.
What? I can go whenever you say go. I didn't hear you say go yet.
I woke up this morning, clouds hanging tight, stumbling through the dark till I find the light. The MG music humming low and tight. I'm always wrong till I'm right. I got the always wrong till I'm right blues. Hear my plea. Mistakes keep piling, weighing down on me. Empty music plays through the fight. I'm always wrong till I'm right. Folks point and laugh, say I'm a fool, tripping on my words, breaking every rule. MG music brills, cuts the cruel night. I'm always wrong till I'm right. I got the always wrong till I'm right blues. Hear my plea. Mistakes keep piling, weighing down on me. MG music plays through the fight. I'm always wrong till I'm right. Preacher Ben, son, you're lost in sin. I said, Reverend, I'll lose till I win. MG music roars, my soul takes flight. I'm always wrong till I'm right. Preacher man said, son, you're lost in sin. I said, Reverend, I'll lose till I win. MG music roars, my soul takes flight. I'm always wrong till I'm right. So pour me some whiskey, let the night unfold. MG music hums a story untold. I'll crawl through the blues till the dawn's in sight. I'm always wrong till I'm right.
Yeah, we've got a good track record, guys. Welcome back to the MG show, where we're always wrong. You're wrong. Oh my God. Oh, maybe you're right. Okay. And, all we're trying to do is, I think somebody said it best, go after facts, not red herrings. Okay. That was a very good comment. And that's all we're saying. Okay. We want the facts. You see what I'm saying? That's Shady Groove. Welcome back.
Man, I'm telling you, to think through what we're saying is very specific. What we're trying to explain to you is a very specific aspect to everything that we've been talking about. What's going on right now is the psychological operation is Pizzagate is real because of evidence that has come out of the Epstein files. The mentions of the word pizza in the Epstein files do not indicate that Pizzagate is real. The Epstein files actually prove Q was real. Okay. This is the difference. Okay. The Epstein files proves Q was real, and Q was right. But the operators can't say that. So what they have to say is it proves Pizzagate is right, so that Tucker Carlson can say it, so that Ian Carroll can say it, and so that other people can say it, and they won't get shunned by the Flynn Alex Jones network for saying it. So they're saying Pizzagate is real to distract you from the Q drops and the Q information, which, by the way, Jeff, you know, everybody's saying, oh, who knew that Jeffrey Epstein was involved at the deepest levels of Israel and defense contracts and all of the other nefarious families around? Well, read post 133. It tells you the whole damn thing. It tells you about all of the families, tells you about the temple, tells you about the cult, tells you exactly what it is that they're doing, and it tells you how Epstein is involved with it specifically in one nicely, neatly posted post that starts with hard to swallow, I think.
So even Bill Maher is saying Q was right, but he's saying Q was right about Pizzagate. You get it?
He's being distracted. Pizzagate is the key. It's the click. It's the psyop. That word sticks in your head. Watergate was real. Pizzagate is not.
Right. And, and again, if you don't know what we're talking about, you just joined us, you got to watch hour number 1 where we break it down completely. And Q has nothing to do with Pizzagate. Repeat. That was an Alex Jones InfoWars psyop. The person that shot people up at Comet Ping Pong Pizza was an Alex Jones listener, and it was before Q. The post that Q posted about Pizzagate shows you be careful who you follow. Okay? They're trying to make you look stupid, basically. I mean, these posts that Q posted are showing that there's coordination with people within our, what we thought, team, okay? Like the Flynn Network, Alex Jones, all those are working hand in hand with the mainstream media to gaslight you.
Okay, you said a lot there. I want to jump into a couple of different things. Number one, the whole thing with Pizzagate claims that the Comet Ping Pong had a basement. Well, the guy that went in there, then shot up the pizza place, proved that there was no basement in that building. There was no basement in that restaurant. I'm sorry, that's the truth. They try to tell you that, oh, he went in there to destroy a computer that had nefarious materials on the hard drive. No, what happened was he started shooting at a closet door, and there happened to be a server in there, and one of the bullets penetrated the server. He had no idea what was in the closet. He was shooting the door, trying to find the basement that Alex Jones told him about on the air. Alex Jones told him on the air that there was a basement to Comet Ping Pong, so he went trying to find the basement. Guess what? No basement. Therefore, he didn't find a basement. He got arrested. Guess who was pulled over by police and effectively self-suicided a year ago? Mm-hmm. That person that I'm just talking about, I can't remember his name. I think his name started with an A. I can't remember.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. But he was pulled over by police in North Carolina a year ago, and he started being contentious with police. He pulled a firearm, if I'm not mistaken, while he was sitting in the car. So he effectively self-suicided himself in front with the police a year ago. So isn't it interesting that now that guy is off the map?
So let's play that game, 1 Degree of Separation.
Let's love that game.
Let's just start it off with this.
And Epstein is a big network of media assets. By the way, did you know that Steve Bannon was going to that guy for money?
And I'm not going to get all like, I don't care about Elefantis's basement. Okay, guys, stop it. I don't care. All right, if there is one or not one, I don't care. We're going to show you the whole media network of people. This is the stuff that we can prove now. Okay, Steve Bannon is 1 degree of separation from Epstein. Who else, Shady Grove, is 1 degree of separation from Epstein? Flynn. We were always right about him when we came out after, with him, Shady Grove, weren't we? It seems like we're right now.
It does seem so. Yeah.
So
let's see what they think.
In the Epstein files, Bannon, Epstein texts, okay? Bannon tries hooking up Jeffrey Epstein with Patrick Byrne, Flynn's ride or die, guys, who claims CIA ties, okay? And later storms the Oval Office with General Flynn and Sidney Powell, December 2020, to push the Insurrection Act, martial law on Trump. Flynn's whole crew is linked back to this mess, guys? Yes. Wake up, patriots, Shady, and we can go through all of this. It's a really good, this TrumpFiles.org. This TrumpFile.org is not pro-Trump, okay? But it doesn't matter because they think that Flynn is pro-Trump. They think that Bannon is pro-Trump. They think that Sidney Powell is pro-Trump. They're not, okay? They are infiltrated. They infiltrated our movement, Shady.
They infiltrated the movement so that they could take Donald Trump out, and it didn't work. And so then they pivot to try to pretend like they were supporting him. We saw the tapes. We saw what they really said. We saw Flynn say he's not a giant fan. We saw Alex Jones say he'd wish he'd never met him.
Yep.
See, we've watched as sloppy Steve did what he did to him with Chris Christie and the whole cabinet. The reason for the Scaramucci play was because of Steve Bannon's bad picks.
That's right. You can call the digital soldiers now digital Epstein soldiers, Shady.
They're all digital. They're actually, yes, that's exactly right. They're Epstein soldiers, not digital soldiers at all.
Yeah, they're Epstein soldiers. So in November of 2018, Jeffrey Epstein told Steve Bannon that they should start working on his future career as a media figure for protection.
Ha!
Okay, then Bannon started beginning his war room on Real America's Voice the next year. The FBI tried to hide that this was in the Epstein, but failed. And this is it. So this is Steve Bannon, and this is redacted, but that's Jeffrey Epstein. I'm refocused on you having press news base, even if it were called the movement. It's so structurally elegant. Privileged, funding, subscriptions, intel, avoid in-kind treatment, your notebook safe, etc. You mean have a media platform, not NGO political platform? We can talk about it, maybe both, but the NGO gives you little and is old thinking. It allows tax deductions in the states at cost of government being your partner, but otherwise requires filings, public, etc. Press, private, protected, access, legal niceties, salaries, etc. Think of it as a battle plan, the war room. You have made great strides, forged ahead at some time you stop and build the fort to protect your gains. Press equates to walls, firewalls. NGO equivalents to moat. Okay. Yes, says Steve Bannon. Then Epstein says, K. MBS becoming weaker by the day. That's Bin Solomon, Shady.
Yep.
Weaker by the day. Shame. Not sure he makes it. Why don't you reach out to Z and ask if we can set a date and venue? So X talks to Y, Y talks to Z. Shady.
Bro.
Shady.
Look at that. There you have who is puppeting Bannon. Who is puppeting Steve Bannon? Who's putting him out there? Who's encouraging it? You're looking literally at the reality in front of you that Steve Bannon is a Jeffrey Epstein puppet doing what he says, like a doggy on a leash. Okay. You guys telling me that this guy that I've been fighting people that have been coming at me for a half a decade with this numbnut, telling me about, Steve Bannon and Carly and all these other cute people ran to the skirt of Steve Bannon and Poso and all you other.
Yeah, we're gonna get into a little bit more too, and we were right. Barnstorm, in fact, 1776. I want to welcome you back officially. Barnstorm says I stopped listening to y'all a few years ago. That would be 2023.
Oh, wow.
8/8 of 2023 is when we became public because Trump basically helped us. Okay, because of all the Flynn hate, I'm back. So Barnstorm says I stopped listening to y'all a few years ago because of all the Flynn hate, but I'm back. There is no hate. All I want is the truth, nothing more, okay? But I understand that we were all fooled by this guy, including these guys, okay? Welcome back.
Welcome back. God bless you. And I've actually seen a number of people that are explaining that, and I'd like to reiterate what you said. I know people want to interpret what we were doing as hate. It wasn't hate at all. It was desperation to inform people in an environment where, guys, you have no idea the pressure. I mean, you're talking like I don't understand why us standing on principle and ixnaying a huge chunk of our audience isn't the patriotic thing to do, considering that we actually that's not the grift, guys. The grift would be us continuing to support General Flynn, but they all called us grifters. That's because that's what they are actually doing. They're Steve Bannon puppets. They're Epstein soldiers, not digital soldiers at all.
That's right. Jail Pocket, welcome as well. Speaking of, let's do a Rumble Wallet ad real quick, guys. This is really good. And then we're going to get into the meat of this because it's huge. They can freeze your accounts, shut off your cards, lock you out of your own money overnight. Banks don't protect you. They control you. That's why real financial freedom starts with ownership. Introducing Rumble Wallet, a non-custodial wallet built for people who refuse to give up control. With Rumble Wallet, you don't just buy digital currency like Bitcoin or Tether. You can own Tether Gold, real gold on the blockchain. Through Tether Gold, you get direct ownership of ownership of physical gold bars, each one fully allocated, verifiable by serial number, purity, and weight. This isn't just paper gold. This isn't an IOU. This is real gold without bank vault storage fees or gatekeepers. You can buy, sell, or move it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even with traditional gold markets are closed. When they're closed, you can still move it. And if you want, Tether Gold can be redeemed for physical gold. That's the power. And when you can support creators on Rumble, you can tip them directly using the Rumble Wallet peer-to-peer and outside the banking system. We do prefer the Tether Gold. No permissions, no middleman, no cancel button. This wallet is yours forever.
Thank you so much for that. And before you get into where you're headed, I'd just like to say to the audience, on the heels of you explaining that we've got a number of people that are coming back to the conversation here. I'd like to say to all of you, I would like to say that at no point during what it is that we have been doing have we been here to lead anyone astray. And I want you to understand that. At no point we have been accused of an unbelievable amount of different things because of the stance that we have taken on a number of topics that are very, very hard for people to hear, including what we're talking about here today. This is not easy to do. It is not easy to dig in and to sort this stuff out and to say, okay, well, what is provable? What is not provable? What is my emotion? And what does connect me to this? And at the core, what I want to say is Shannon Townsend of the MG Show, at one point in my life was also addicted to the doom and gloom.
Yep.
I was addicted to it. I wanted it. I didn't believe that in Alex Jones's version of it. I had my own version, and I would implement that version in different areas that I see now that was effectively self-sabotaging me going back 20, 25 years, different ways that I would react to things out of a fear response because of an unjustified fear, let's say. Yep. So whenever I started to do the Q Lounge, back in 2018, my idea was that I wouldn't have started a show about doom and gloom. I started a show about hope. I started a show because I saw that what Donald Trump was doing was that at the core of what he was doing at the end of the day, what was going to happen was going to be a better America, an America that I wanted to be part of. Before Q, I didn't want to be part of the establishment because I didn't believe in any of them. I didn't have an ounce of belief in any politician. I didn't have an ounce of belief that any of them had the political will to do the right thing, and I didn't believe any of them would spend a dime of political capital to do it until Donald Trump. And so I decided to do this to bring a message of hope, to bring a message of peace, through strength with Q and with Donald Trump. And by doing that, and within that, I met this wonderful human being that I sit beside every single day that helps me, that helps us, that helps everything that we're doing to do it better. We want to do it the best. And what we're trying to do for you is we're trying to find you the best anchor that you could possibly find in reality to say, okay, well, this is something I can sink my teeth into, and this is something that I should just push off into the ocean and let it drift away from me because it doesn't serve me. What serves you is Donald Trump in the golden age. What doesn't serve you is all of these people attacking him disingenuously so that they can garner clicks from the embedded network that we're currently exposing here.
LA777 says, I was the same shady from Rumble over there. Zippity Doodah says, that's where I am right now. Also, I want to address this one. Who is it? Camel Tube. Well, POTUS was 1 degree of separation, right? So what now? Well, I have actual proof that Steve Bannon was actually communicating with Jeffrey Epstein to hurt Donald Trump. They were also communicating with Michael Wolff and about hurting Trump. So Trump, we can also prove that he kicked Jeffrey Epstein out of his Mar-a-Lago. So now where you stand, okay?
It can't be one.
It can't be one or the other, right?
It can't be 1 degree.
Right.
It
Well, it
can't
is
be
1 degree. He does know Epstein. He kicked him out of this freaking club.
Okay, I understand that, but that would have been 1 degree at the moment that he kicked him out of this club. Then it goes to multiple degrees because he doesn't communicate with him directly, correct?
I see. I see what you're saying. Yes.
So it's at least a couple of degrees away. We're talking Bannon is 1 degree.
Yeah. And literally talking about hurting President Donald J. Trump and the China deal and America. Okay?
That's a conspiracy, dude.
Yeah.
What you just read of him trying to the founding fathers. Let's let George Washington read that Bannon post that you just read me. Okay, little field trip. What does George Washington say when George Washington reads what Steve Bannon and Epstein are cooking up to go against the duly elected president? What does George Washington say?
Treason.
Wow. That's a big word, sir.
Yeah. All right. So, again, just to, I guess, this is Steve Bannon and Jeffrey Epstein. Steve Bannon texts Jeffrey Epstein. Bannon takes credit for blowing up President Trump trade deal negotiations with China. Quote, "You see Trump's tweet? I blew up that deal," says Steve Bannon. "Yup," says Jeffrey Epstein. "Dead effing on target," Steve Bannon says. Okay. And Carly is still following this scumbag. Isn't that interesting?
Still posting his videos. That's a foreign influence operation, sir. You want to know what that is, Jeff? That is a foreign influence operation because Jeffrey Epstein is being wielded by foreign money.
Yeah.
And tons of Israeli money, Russian money. I mean, this guy's got his toe in every single pool.
So let's go to the next post here. So just kind of to catch people up, in November 2018, Jeffrey Epstein told Bannon that they should start working on his future career as a Mossad media asset. A media figure. For his protection, he began hosting the War Room on America's Voice next year. The FBI tried to hide that this was Epstein, but failed. And see the next tweet. Okay, we're going to show you now. This is the text message between Steve Bannon and a redacted friend. Are the same text messages from Jeffrey Epstein in another file. The second file is a text message between Epstein and multiple redacted contacts. The left, Epstein redacted. The right, Bannon redacted. Okay, Steve Bannon. Okay, so let's look. So this is just receive a video of Stone attacking you and Jeffrette Clinton's pimp, etc. Roger Stone? Who cares? He says stuff like this all the time. Face to face. Of course not. On Alex Jones. So that's Steve Bannon, okay? And then here it is here. Just receive a video of Stone attacking you and Jeffrette Clinton's pimps. This is sender Jeffrey iTunes or whatever, right? And this is Stone attack. This is the other one, right? Is that it?
Yeah.
Do I get it? I get it. All right.
This is Mossad.
So in the Bannon text messages where Epstein is redacted, we learned that Epstein thought Bin Solomon would be taken down for the Khashoggi murder that Bannon wanted to introduce Epstein to Overstock CEO, and that's Patrick Byrne, Powell, Michael Flynn, friend Patrick Byrne, and that Byrne claims to work for the CIA. This is how our movement is directly, well, the infiltrators of our movement, who we thought were heroes, are directly 1 degree to Jeffrey Epstein, Shady.
Exactly right.
Okay? I'm pretty impressed by how they are trying to power through this. Yes, it just departed MBZ, okay? Steve Bannon. Jeffrey Epstein says, my best guess is that it becomes impossible for him to sit at a table of leaders and have any gravitas left, especially if a video of them making Saudi sausage surfaces in the press. Oh, yeah, Steve Bannon says, that's done, but will there ever be a reality for any? But was that a reality for any Saudi head? And then Jeffrey Epstein says, Amin was okay until he had a video of him eating the liver of his opponent. The past did not have the internet where the leaders were seen in real time shaking the hand of a butcher. Tricky, but it's not what I do. Unlikely, look at this. Unlikely that Lamb Chop moves to replace Shari, but Al Jazeera won't let up. So he should make peace with Q. Agree. And also think MBZ does also. This is how does this happen when
And I
crypto?
think you meant
is in-
MBS by that, don't you think?
I think so.
It said
How does this happen? Crypto is imploding. Good question. The stock was down from 80 to 17, so it moved up to 22. Not interesting. Crypto is the currency. Blockchain is the equivalent of the Internet 2.0. This was the guy you wanted me to meet, right? No need. I spent time with him. Kind of a flake. Talking about Patrick Byrne. Now, all these fake Matrix accounts are selling crypto.
Yep.
They're
sure are.
Epstein accounts.
And all the fake JFK accounts were selling what?
Crypto.
Oh, wow. Interesting. All those Telegram accounts that were running scams on everybody were doing with
Crypto.
what? Oh, and now who was right there encouraging crypto from like a very ground level? Who possibly saved Bitcoin?
Yep.
You know, there's so much
me-
going on here. And you even look at the value
a part of
of it
this out.
then. Yep.
I left a part of this out. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry,
You're good.
Shady.
Go ahead.
So this is still Steve Bannon trying to introduce Flynn's ride or die, Patrick Byrne. No need. I spent time with him, kind of a flake. And then he says, you're being generous. Steve Bannon says, tried to convince me he's with the CIA. Fanaticist. Maybe he was using his seduction routine. Okay. Says Epstein. That was the pitch with the Russian girl. Give me a call. And there's his number. Cray,
Wow.
cray.
Guys, this is General Flynn's right-hand man. This is General Flynn's funder. This is the person who we have on tape. Remember when the video where I said it's we, the people, not you, the Patrick, because he was trying to run a narrative to say, just dismiss the idea that it's his money that in his plane that brought all those people to D.C. I don't want to get on, I don't want to get on a tear here and talk about the hundreds of pounds of marijuana he was moving that they told us about. Brian Gamble literally told us about all
I could smell it.
the weed that he's putting on this plane because it's very cheap on the East Coast or the West Coast to bring it back to the East Coast. I'm sure that's not trafficking.
Yeah.
You understand what we're looking at here? Am I the only one seeing this?
Yeah. So this is then Flynn and Powell tried to convince President Trump to ignore the White House and put them in charge.
So that would have been Epstein group in charge.
So this is Bannon, Sidney Powell, Michael Flynn, and Byrne. Okay, 1 degree.
So
and they wanted to discuss election investigations and enact martial law. The meeting lasts more than 4 hours and becomes an attempt by Powell, Flynn, and others to convince Trump to sabotage his own White House, guys. That's what would happen. Quote, they'd come to convince Trump that he had power to take extreme measures to keep fighting. The hours come would pit the insurgent conspiracists against a handful of White House lawyers and advisors determined to keep the president from giving into the temptation to invoke emergency national security powers, seize voting machines, and disable the primary levers of American democracy, guys. Wow. You have all this hammer, cracking. The hammer and scorecard, was actually put in, and we talked about it, and it got you banned on Twitter. Okay, Sidney Powell, hammer and scorecard, Flynn Network, all designed to get your accounts banned. You understand? They are behind all of this, Shady.
That's a great point to make. That is a great point. All the whole thing that happened with Parler, everything that led up to the J6 event, every single bit of that was about encouraging, reproducing a dynamic so that they could goat the left into pulling the trigger and wiping us all off of social media. And a matter of fact, Jeff, isn't it interesting that they wiped all the Q people off social media, but they left a huge amount of these digital soldiers out there that is immediately after Donald Trump's administration. It was Charlie Ward, it was Simon Parks, it was Devolution, it was Scott McKay, it was Michael Jaco, and all of these psychopaths engineering all this. Donald Trump is still in charge narratives with Vandersteel and General McInerney and the military industrial complex jamming it right down your throats.
Yeah. Wow. And then Shady, we've got another, I'm trying to see where you posted it. Here it is. So now we've got the connection to Mike Cernovich.
Yes.
Okay. 1 degree. And I'm blocked by Flynn, Stone, Cernovich. Bannon doesn't really have, whatever. But here we go. And by the way, Cernovich's sign is in the Q posts as well, Shady.
It absolutely is.
Right? Wow.
Imagine that.
Wow. And don't forget Nino and Juan. Yeah, Juan.
That is true.
Yeah, who's actually Wayne Willett.
Wayne Willett.
O'Savin.
Juan O'Savin is Wayne Willett. That's right. And Nino and those guys are right there. You know, it's like there's about 10 of them. And I think I named 5.
Yep. And by the way, I just wanted to let our friend know that you are unblocked and I followed you. Okay. Who was that? Who did that?
Somebody I need to unblock too?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Because, look, we're all learning together. Okay. We're all learning together. And we followed Q. I didn't follow General Flynn. I did for a while. God, we were fooled. Okay. So let's go to the connection with Mike Cernovich because he pushed Pizzagate along with Jack Posobiec. Should I just read it? What do you want me to do?
Just kind of just read a couple. I don't think you have to dig all the way through it. I just think that, but reading that top one is pretty dadgone interesting.
All right. So here it is right here. It's from Evie Kokolari. No, but there is a connection to Mike Cernovich. He pushed Pizzagate along with Jack Posobiec. Pizzagate was the allegation of child, sex trafficking involving John Podesta, which turned out to be untrue, and people nearly died because of that lunacy. Cernovich then somehow found himself in the same lawsuit as Alan Dershowitz in a previous Epstein case. Oddly, Cernovich has publicly said quite a bit about choking women, during SEX and reportedly spent days at Andrew Tate's compound in Romania. Michael Flynn has been very involved with the Pizzagate crowd, and Posobiec worked for him, and along with Liz Crokin. We showed that he's on the same Little Flowers board, Liz Crokin, right? Posobiec also promoted Alexander Dugin's books from locations that, at the time, 2017, Twitter linked to the CIA, whatever that may mean. Flynn remains close to them and to Steve Bannon, so he may have had his own roles in this mess. It also is worth mentioning that Flynn met with the same Russian figure, Vitaly Churkin, the ambassador to the U.S., whom Jeffrey Epstein also met, often around the same time Flynn did. Churkin died shortly after Trump's inauguration. Flynn's meeting later became the central to what was framed as the Russia hoax.
Wow, that sounds like things we've said.
Does this mean that there is a direct link? Make your own judgment. But it does appear that the Flynn crowd's role was the PSYOP, screaming that Epstein was a Mossad agent and that Clinton and Podesta were the real sex traffickers, while at the same time Bannon, who was very close to Flynn, appeared to be doing damage control to protect Epstein's reputation. It's also worth noting that Cernovich had been repeatedly accused of being on Peter Thiel's payroll and attacked Trump relentlessly between 2021 and 2023 before turning pro-Trump again when J.D. Vance was chosen as vice president nominee. Now remember, can you find Epstein-Flynn connection yet? We've got it, guys. Okay, we've got it. And by the way, General Flynn supported J.D. Vance's opponent when J.D. Vance was running for Congress in Ohio, Shady. It's all there. It's all there.
If you would, please grab the link to that post because it is a thread. And if anybody would like to go and continue reading on that post, it does get more intense. Oh,
that was it. It wasn't a thread.
Oh, that wasn't the thread post? I'm sorry.
No.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. Then there is another. I must have sent the wrong post because there's a thread post that I need to get. But that gives us the summation. That's
shady.
Listen, man, I got 50% there.
We got naked people. Thanks, Cram, for all the ones. Thank you so much. Barnstorm says, Shady, you never blocked me. LOL. Thanks again. And you must have just gotten swooped up because we were. You got to understand how relentlessly attacked I was in the Matrix with 3 X's. My account was on Hillary Clinton's list of people she wanted off Twitter. Nobody else except Run the Race and maybe one other that I actually know. And then what's interesting about that is Sidney Powell said that she's going to sue Hillary Clinton and then wanted all of our names that were on the 200 people that were on that list. And then she said, I'm not going to have the case. I'm going to go ahead and represent.
Pass it on.
So she was out there trying to get our names.
She did get your names.
For the deep state.
She got all the accounts and the names and all this different stuff. And then all of a sudden everybody started getting censored.
Yeah. This is not a joke, guys.
Sure, it's a coincidence.
And you would think that people that followed Q, all the different Q posts that I'm in, they would like me. And you, Shady.
Well, yeah, you would think they'd like me no matter what.
Oh, well, Have you not met you?
No,
right?
got you on that one.
So...
Are you getting ready to? Can I bring something in between?
I'm waiting for you to bring something in. That's what I've been doing.
I thought you might be waiting for me to bring something in because I wanted to I'm going to rant for about just a minute here or two. I want to show you.
This is CJ's birthday rant we're going to have.
No, I want to show you this because you touched on it, and I want to connect this back to the initial Q drops. This post, I don't even know what to do with this information. In the year before the Las Vegas shooting, Jeffrey Epstein was working with Mohammed bin Salman and involved in the potential purchase of land surrounding the festival site. This would be land surrounding the festival site is mentioned in the Epstein files that he was trying to acquire this land. 11 months before the Las Vegas shooting, Epstein's assistant advising him that this relationship with MBS will help him fix a passport issue so that Epstein can answer an invitation from his, quote, Royal Highness. A news article here linking Epstein to bin Salman within a year of the Vegas shooting. I'm going to skim this real quick because I just have a point to make within it. Why
don't you take some time and go through it? Seriously, Shady. Take the time and go through it.
Okay, I thought you were...
No.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so...
Yeah. I mean, we're trying to show everybody the 1 degree of separation from Bannon, from Flynn, to Byrne, to everybody. Shady, we need to go through this. And now, Q did post about the Las Vegas shooting, and this is tying that. It's all connected.
It absolutely is, and it's very, very important we understand this. So, okay, so if you're going to give me just a little bit longer, I want to jump here real quick, and I want to show you this is what I was talking about earlier. This is post 133. Everybody's like, oh, nobody knew that Jeffrey Epstein was like associated with like with the big bankers. Well, here you go. Oh, I can't make it stop doing that. There. Okay. I'm going to read this. Hard to swallow. Important to progress. Who are the puppet masters? You tell me what you're reading here. Does this sound like that we may have known that Jeffrey Epstein was at the center of this globalist cabal that is trying to control everything that goes on planet Earth? Important to progress. Who are the puppet masters? House of Saud, 6++ trillion, 4 trillion plus. Rothschild, 6++ 2 trillion plus. Soros, 6+ 1 trillion plus. Focus on the above 3. Public wealth disclosures are false. Many governments of the world feed the eye. Think slush funds, the feeder. Think war, the feeder. Think environmental pack, feeder. The triangle has 3 sides. The eye of providence remains in the center. Follow the bloodlines. What is the keystone? Does Satan exist? Does the thought of Satan exist? Who worships Satan? Who is a cult? What is a cult? Epstein Island? What is a temple? What occurs in a temple? Worship? Why is the temple on top of a mountain? How many levels may exist below? What is the significance of the colors, the design, and the symbol above the dome? Why is this relevant? Who are the puppet masters? Have the puppet masters traveled to the island? When? How often? Why? Vladimir Putin, quote, the New World Order worships Satan. I'm bringing that post up to you because they're trying to explain, they're trying to say that there's no, they're just now understanding the stuff about Epstein. We understood about the stuff about Epstein a decade ago. This right here is showing you in this post that I'm reading to you right now, just prior to the Las Vegas shooting, federal investigation records show that Epstein was privy to an investment opportunity on the land, literally surrounding the festival site, everyone. This is not a joke. This is the land right here that they're talking about. The festival site is right beside it. Okay, right here is the overview. This is the site. This is the land being looked at. For clarity, here are 2 pictures of the area. In the second, the red dot is where Paddock was. The arrow from him to the festival site, and the 2 stars are land being discussed for development into a, quote, British-themed casino and hotel. They were trying to devalue the property with this whole operation, guys. If you'd like,
and it's sitting right next to the Eye of Providence. It's sitting right next to a pyramid, guys.
Yeah, yes, and you see that right here in the symbolism. And when you look back up at Mandalay Bay from that spot, this is what you see. You see the pillars. You're looking at the Mandalay Bay back up through the pillars. This is a ritual site. Okay, so what you're looking at now. Let me bring this back down. I'm going to jump out of that. I'm going to jump back to the number of things that you're going to be connected with that you don't need something visual to look at. Think back to the Q posts. Now we have communication with Epstein and Mohammed bin Salman in September. What happened in October? October 1st was the assault on the festival that Paddock made from the Mandalay Bay. That was the 1st of October.
Yeah, and it was called the Harvest Festival as well.
Harvest Festival, correct. This happened to be one of the biggest mass shootings in American history. Okay, that was on October the 1st. I was actually in Vegas that day. I flew out at like 2 p.m. to come back home. President Trump on the 4th, the night of October 4th, 3 days later, makes the post about this must be the calm before the storm you're looking at right here. What happened at the Vegas the Vegas event was Ben Salman was there. My question to you is this: did Jeffrey Epstein? It looks to me like through email coordinations that Jeffrey Epstein lured Mohammed bin Salman to the site. That means that Jeffrey Epstein and crew were involved in trying to off bin Salman. What you saw happen at the Mandalay Bay was actually a hit on Mohammed bin Salman of Saudi Arabia, that was getting ready to be the new leader of Saudi Arabia. It was an arms deal gone wrong. They had some big thing that they had set. They were extracting people off of the roof after the event happened. They had all these weapons that were there. You're seeing the trafficking. You're seeing Epstein and crew try to take out a Saudi Arabian leader. Epstein was in Saudi Arabia 2 weeks earlier. So was Hillary Clinton. Q specifically talks about the Adventures in Wonderland right after the Q post started in October of that same year. Then bin Salman rounded up bin Talil and all of those Saudi officials, and he put them in the hotel, and he took every asset that they all had right in front of us, and Q posted about it and shared it with us in real time, guys. Donald Trump, there was a post that said Donald Trump he was there. He landed at the airport in Vegas that night, probably to warn bin Salman of this attack. It's coming from, theoretically, looks like he was lured there by Epstein. But Jeff.
And Bannon.
Jeff, there's code words in the emails.
Yeah.
See, guys, do you understand what we're trying to unlock here? And these people want you to pay attention to goofy code words in the emails. We're talking about a major hit. You think about how the world would have changed if that operation had been successful and they had taken out bin Salman and the Saudi government had continued on with this corrupt Hillary Clinton infiltrated government that they had over there up until today. There would have never been a sword dance, dude. None of that stuff would have happened.
Wow. So let me just...
was that compelling?
That was good. So then I have a question from Nina, and I'm going to answer it because we understand how the network works, and you will too once you understand the answer. So Donald Trump did, in fact, pardon Steve Bannon for the We Build the Wall crowdfunding case, okay? So I have a question. If we know all of this since Trump's first term, why did Trump pardon Bannon rather than charge him for treason? Please. There was a pressure campaign. There's a pressure campaign to pardon Stone and Flynn. There was a pressure campaign to pardon Singlaub, Shady Groove. Okay,
by the network.
By the network. And remember, a lot of people that follow Steve Bannon do love President Trump. God bless him. Okay,
and Roger Stone and Flynn.
And so you've got to. It's like brain surgery. Do you understand? You got to carefully cut away the crap in order to save most of the brain. Does that make sense, Shady?
It does make sense, and that's exactly what we want to save the patient.
Yes.
We could easily get rid of the rot and kill the patient.
Mm-hmm.
It's very easy to do that. What's difficult is to get rid of the rot and save the patient. In America, the country is the patient.
That's right. So it's not just about Steve Bannon or Epstein or Flynn. It's about you guys. It's about giving the government back to you. And these people, yes, we have them all connected now, and they're in our movement as heroes, guys.
It's about not being able to make good decisions until you've got good information, and it's also about changing your decision-making process based on credible new evidence that transpires, that occurs.
Yeah.
We got to be able to look at it and say, okay, like I said, if for instance we get some sort of information that comes out from an elite diary somewhere that says this is how we communicate. This is the code word translation. Whenever we say this word, it means that word. Then we can take that as some sort of evidence and say, okay, now we can cross-reference and we've got actually something to go on.
Right.
Until we've got something to go on, we can't go anywhere on it.
That's right. I mean, guys, we understand that there's theories, and we're not totally discrediting anything. We're just saying you can't arrest anybody for saying the word hot dog.
Sure can't. If you could, a lot of us would be in prison.
All right. So now I want you to understand this, guys. And we're going to take, Shady, you posted this video and I've seen it before.
Yes.
But let's go ahead and make this big. So this is
very
1871, 8/14/2018. Mossad. Okay. Epstein. Alt U.S. media. U.S. politicians. Okay. Who's the alt U.S. media? Who helped Bannon create the war room? Epstein. Okay. Those who scream the loudest, the Epstein files are not going to die. This isn't going away, says
see it,
General
Jeff.
Flynn.
We can't see it, so I'm sorry.
Says General Flynn. Yep. Here you go. Okay. Mossad. Steve Bannon. U.S. politicians. You know, Flynn is going after the U.S. politicians, people that he wants in his local action, national results, right? Alt media, the war room. For those who scream the loudest, find the connections. 1 to 1 to 1. Primary affiliate A, affiliate B, affiliate C. They're all marching to the same beat. Coincidence? Logical thinking. So let me just insert affiliate A, Liz Crokin, InfoWars. Okay. Affiliate B, Ian Carroll. Who else, Shady? I mean, all of these people, all of the Flynn networks, and they
Tucker Carlson, all Badlands Media, 107, Wayne Willett, Charlie, Ward, Simon Parks, all those people are the 1 to 1 to 1, the affiliate A. They all agree. And, you know, the one video explains, if they all agree, then you should be.
Yeah, but what are they agreeing with? I want to make it very, very, they agree with Pizzagate is real.
Correct.
Okay. So now, what are the signs, and perfect entry, Shady. This is perfect. This is a great video that you got, and I love it. So replace, you know, what they're going to say here, and they are working with mainstream media. Steve Bannon is the face of MAGA?
Well, look at Rokana and Thomas Massey. Like, Thomas Massey is getting, like, he'll be on The View soon.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, and I went back to look at the Rising Star with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Q was telling us that she was bad back then, guys.
I agree with that. I actually, that's interesting that you did that too. I saw that. Yes.
Right, here we go. Because news unlocks the map, guys. You understand?
Yes.
When you get new information, you get new pesky Q proofs, Shady.
Every single time.
Every time. Now remember, affiliate A, affiliate B, they're all marching to the same drum. Even the mainstream media is highlighting them. Listen to this, Shady. You ready?
Let's see what happens when they all agree.
How do you know if you're in the middle of a psychological operation? So matching narrative is number one. A matching narrative means that I'm hearing pretty much the same messaging from media outlets, celebrity influencers, and authority. People that are in a position of social authority.
Now, General Flynn has a big, remember Stone? General Flynn, you have a big following. Let him know, okay? He's in the position of authority.
Like cops and lawyers and judges, but people in social authority, like pop singers.
General Flynn.
I won't say any names. The most popular pop singers.
Bannon.
All saying the same shit on social media. That should terrify you to the deepest part of your core, that none of this is real, or none of this is what it seems like. If you're seeing people silenced or ostracized for disagreeing with an idea, we saw this during the pandemic.
We were silenced and ostracized this whole time, Shady Groove.
From the beginning.
Harvard-educated medical doctors that were kicked off of social media, which is our greatest fear, is being ostracized socially. It's greater than death, and you can leverage the shit out of that, especially when you can manufacture an artificial tribe on social media.
The digital soldiers.
Artificial tribe.
Bannon war room people. What do they call them?
I can't remember.
There's a name for them. Anyways, here we go.
Window lickers. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Remember in your mind that if an idea requires suppression to exist, it's a horrible idea, and it's most likely a psyop. Good ideas don't need to suppress other people. Good ideas travel on their own. Good ideas spread on their own. It doesn't need suppression.
Boom. Now, let's think about this for just a second. Good ideas move on their own. Good ideas don't need suppression. They also don't need oppression. You see what I'm saying? So whenever you say, oh, I'm Enrique Terrio and I'm going to go, or I'm Jake Lang and I'm going to go to a hotbed and try to kick off a vigilante fight between the other crew. What is that? Do you see what they're doing? Do you understand how it is they're engineering things? Oh, look at the headlines. Jake Lang arrested for because he went and destroyed property. He got arrested. It's not a story until he went and destroyed property.
Let me also, I was watching that live on TikTok, okay? Jake Lang came in a rioter, a U-Haul truck, carrying a cross, dropping ice on everybody, stirring them up, right? And then they sprayed people with pepper spray, okay? Then Donnie O'Sullivan was there and BG on the scene. They knew this was happening. They wanted to get it to make you look bad. I do not stand with Jake Lang. Am I safe enough to say that, Shady Groove?
Flynn does.
Oh.
Bannon does.
Saying happy birthday, because Jake Lang was also swinging a baseball bat at the officers in the Capitol Police, an aluminum baseball bat, and he's a hero.
Isn't
we
that
support the blue, Shady Groove, don't we?
We absolutely do. We absolutely support all law enforcement, and I don't support any people on my side going to any location where other people are being militant and be militant for me. I don't want you there. I don't need you there. The last thing in the world that I need is you showing up in some place trying to represent my side, which is peaceful. My side is not mostly peaceful. My side is peaceful. Anybody that is being partially violent like Jake Lang by destroying property, let me explain this to you. I don't care if it's a symbol that says prosecute ICE written in ice. He walked up and he destroyed property. Because he destroyed property, that's the reason that he's being a criminal. That's what causes him to be a vigilante. Do not do that, guys. I don't want you. It's not a protest if you destroy someone else's property. That is not a protest. That is destruction of property. That is criminal, sometimes a felony to destroy other people's property. It's not a protest. A protest is your silly ass standing on a street corner holding a sign, and if anybody stops to say, what you doing, explain your freaking point to them. That's a protest.
And, going back to Jake Lang and the baseball bat, do you think it's a coincidence that Flynn was selling these baseball bats, Shady?
No, I do not. And I also wish I didn't buy one.
I know. Mine is for sale.
Anybody
wants it.
We can put it on eBay. I think you can get like $700 for that thing.
Yeah, come on, because pretty wild, huh? We supported General Flynn. Do you understand? We supported this guy.
When he says,
and we're the ones that traveled around the country with him and figured it out.
Whenever Jake Lang says after the J6 event, we were swinging for the stars, he was not meaning that I was swinging my bat trying to knock out a constellation from the sky. What he was saying was, I am swinging this bat for the starred generals in the military-industrial complex that sent me here, that stood down the National Guard so that I could swing for the stars.
3 stars, to be exact.
3 of them, to be exact. Well, thank you for that. My pregnant pause was interrupted by your decode.
My shenanigans.
Your decode. Thank you.
And thank you over there, Heather X War Room Posse. Okay. And, it's interesting. Carly is all about Steve Bannon, guys. You might want to be careful who you follow now that we've actually showed you the 1 degree of separation with Steve Bannon. Now, I know we're running out of time. Elon Musk is going ham on Bannon. Okay. Even reposted a Roger Stone saying that Elon was right. Brown knows, and I agree with Stone on this one. Okay, Bannon is evil, and I agree with Roger Stone. And do you think did Carly post any of this? Did Carly repost Bannon is evil, guys? Ask her why. Go ask Carly why she's not outing Bannon.
Because she wanted to marry him.
But he likes him young.
I know she was too old for him. But that's literally what she thought she was going to be able to. It's just really, the whole thing is disgusting. The whole thing is disgusting because what we watched is all these people that were had pretended to follow Q, pivoted in 3 seconds. The moment that Donald Trump stepped out of office, they pivoted and completely went down this road of pretending to you that Donald Trump was the super secret president, that he was going to be coming back, 110% guarantee, and devolution. Donald Trump is bringing millions of illegals here. Joe Biden is a guy in a mask. JFK Jr. is alive. We could go on and on and on. Pizzagate falls in this exact category of numbnuttery. The MG Show stands on our research. Prove us wrong. We love you all so very much.
And real quick, somebody just said that Starsky said his replies are talking about him too. I wonder if Stone flipped on Bannon to try to save his own ass. They do fake fights a lot, but I got to tell you, Roger Stone has been consistent for many years, since 2015, 2017-ish, 18, maybe 19. He's been against Bannon for a long time. Could be an ego thing.
It absolutely is a little bit of an ego thing. And, the Roger Stone right now is currently trying to curry favor with the administration. So he's laying low. But let me tell you something. It's been known since before 2000 that Roger Stone was Alex Jones's handler.
Yep.
Okay.
It's a Q post.
So if you people are out there trying to disassociate Roger Stone with Alex Jones and say, Alex Jones and General Flynn are blackpilling, but Roger Stone is the GOAT, you got problems in the frickin' in your little nest over there.
Interesting. Well, that's it. Storm is coming, guys. So buckle up, buttercups. God bless you all. Shady Groove, thank you. Yeti, thank you as usual. If you can support the show, please support us as we're going out, chat. We need your help. We didn't take anything for January, and it was Christmas, guys. We need your help. God bless you, Shady. See you tomorrow.
Thank you guys so much. God bless you, and we'll be back tomorrow. We'll bust another one tomorrow.
Let's go, chat. Let's see the tips. Let's go. Love you guys. Prayers are also accepted, okay?
Dark skies are rolling in. The thunder sounds like a stampede. That river's gonna overflow. A storm is coming and I'm glad to see.
God bless you, Sandy Star White, $20. Thank you. 17 Patriots, 1 subscription. Thank you. Keep them coming, guys, if you can.
A storm is coming. The bloodlines and their evil seed, they try to hide their wicked deeds. They thought that they would never be found. They underestimate us. We won't be bound. The storm is coming. The storm is coming. Yeah.
Thank you, Midnight's Watch. Rumble Wallet.
Prepare for years like you. We know we'll be fine. Unlike the deep state who face justice in time. Buckle up now as this storm gets worse. Only way we break free from this curse. We will be free. We will be free. We will be free. We will be free.
Rev Rob, thank you.
The storm is coming. The storm is coming. Yeah. The storm is coming. The storm is coming.
Wow. God bless you all. Thank you for coming in hot. We love you guys. www.mg.show. Boom.